Hello class, welcome to another lesson. Today we are reviewing proportions. Please make sure you are taking notes. Here's a couple problems. Please pause the video now and try it on your own first. So the area of a square is 100 square feet. What is the ratio of the side length to the perimeter of the square? Well, the first thing we need to do is draw a square. And we need to think to ourselves, how do we find area? And we find area by multiplying the length times the width, or side times the side, and we know that all sides on a square are equal. So, if that is true, then we are finding the square root of 100, which is equal to 10. And so that we know 10 times 10 equals 100, and that's how we get the area of a square. So this is our square. Then it's asking, what is the ratio of the side length to the perimeter of the square? Well, we know a side length is 10. And we know to find perimeter, we need to add up all of the sides. And we know a square has 4 sides, so 10 plus 10 plus 10 plus 10 is 40. And we need to reduce this ratio, or simplify it, and so we should get 1 to 4. It has a ratio of 1 to 4. Let's try the second one. The ratio of the length of the actual height of a person to the length of their shadow casts is 1 to 3. At the same time, a lighthouse casts a shadow that is 600 meters long. How tall is the lighthouse? Okay, well, here's the height, and this is how I want you to do all equivalent ratios. Here's the height. You need to put your category that you're comparing. And so the categories are the height and the shadow. So I'm going to put H for height, S for shadow. And so the height is 1 and the shadow is 3, right? We double check to make sure that that is correct. So we keep reading. At the same time, a lighthouse casts a shadow that is 600 meters long. So this is the person. You can draw a picture if you want, or you can label it as a person. And this is the lighthouse. Lighthouse, let's see. Is the lighthouse. And so the lighthouse casts a shadow, so it goes under the shadow category, that is 600 meters long. Right? So we want to know what the height is. So how do we get from 3 to 600? Well, we can either multiply or divide, and it looks like we get bigger, so we multiply by 200. Right? 1 times 200, we do the same thing over here, and so the lighthouse is 200, you can even underline it, meters, they use meters, tall. Okay, let's try a couple more. Here's 3 more practice problems. Please pause the video and try it on your own first. There are 123 students in a drama club. If 65 of them are girls, what is the ratio of the number of boys to the number of girls? Well, we know how to solve this problem. We do a bar model, right? And if this whole thing is 123, because that's all of them, and 65 of them are girls, we can do some simple subtraction to find out how many boys there are. So make sure you are borrowing correctly. This is, we need to borrow. This turns into 13. 13 minus 5 is 8. And 11 minus 6 is 5. And so there are 58. And I didn't label like you should. So this is boys and this is girls, right? So then it's asking, what is the ratio of the number of boys to the number of girls? Well, we know now that there are 58 boys and 65 girls. So our ratio is now 58 to 65. All right? Can circle it because we know that that is our answer. Let's try the next one. The ratio of the weight of vegetables sold to the weight of fruit sold is 45 to 144. What is the ratio of the weight of the fruits sold to the total produce sold? Okay, well, we need to, again, write our categories, and so we are comparing vegetables to fruits. So we have vegetables to fruits, and we have to categorize and label like this. And so it is 45 to 144. Make sure you are labeling and putting them in the correct order. What is the ratio of the weight of fruits to the total produce sold? Okay, So fruits we know is 144, so we want to know fruits to the total, right? So fruits we know is 144, and we know the total, we just need to add those two. So let me do that over here. And remember, pause the video if you need to. So we need to borrow. This is a 3. This turns into a 14. 14 minus 5 is 9. 13 minus 4 is also 9. And so, oh, what did I do? I subtracted. That is not correct. Miss Munn. Okay, let's add. Sorry. So this is 9. No need to borrow. This is 8. This is 189. Okay, so this is our ratio of fruits to total produce sold, is 144 to 189. We can circle it so we know it's correct. Let's try the next one. The ratio of the length to the width of a rectangle is 5 to 2. 5 to 2. So we know the length to the width, it's 5 to 2. And I want you to write it like that, so make sure you put it in your notebook. What is the ratio of the width of the rectangle to the area of the rectangle? Okay, so we know then we want to find width to the area. And so we already know the width is right here, it's 2, because we labeled it properly. And we know to find area, we need to multiply length times width, and 5 times 2 equals 10. So let's simplify, and this we can divide them both by 2, so this becomes a 1. And this becomes a 5. And so the ratio of the length, to the width of the area of the rectangle is 1 to 5. And let's circle it. All right? Let's see. Let's try 4 more. Let's pause the video and make sure you try it on your own first. So you need to write a proportion for the model. So you can either write 6 to 2 is the same as 3 to 1. You can also put it in fraction form, right? You can say 6 over 2 is the same as 3 over 1, or 3 to 1, right? So we can do that, and that is correct. Or you can say that this is also equal to 12 to 4, and we can multiply those both by 2. So that is a proportion, right? So let's find the missing value for each proportion. So to get from 9 to 45, what do? We multiply by 5, and 5 times 5, then x is equal to 25. All right, let's try this one. How do we get from 6 to 36? Well, we multiply by 6. So 5 times 6 is 30. P equals 30. Okay, let's try this 4th one. The label on a bottle of a salad dressing states that there are 3 grams of fat per tablespoon. If you use 3 tablespoons, how many grams of fat would you be getting? Okay, so 3 grams of fat per 1 tablespoon, right? So if you use 3 tablespoons, remember, the categories have to be the same. So if you're using 3 tablespoons, how many grams of fat would that be? Let's call this x. And so how do we get from here to here? Well, we multiply by 3, right? So 3 times 3, then you would be getting 9 grams of fat. 9 grams of fat. And that is our answer. All right? If you need to, make sure you rewind and re-watch. Here is your first homework problem. Please answer. Identify a proportion for the model. Here's your second homework problem. Identify the missing value in this proportion. Here's your third. Identify the missing value in the proportion. And here is the fourth. According to the label, 1 tablespoon of mixed fruit concentrate should be used to prepare 200 milliliters of juice. How many tablespoons of concentrate would you use to prepare 800 milliliters of juice? All right, so answer these and I will see you tomorrow.